this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form. I'm going to show you how to embed that Google form into your class website, and then show you how to access the data that is accumulated through that Google form, and then sort that data. The first thing you need to do is to go to the internet using the Google Chrome web browser. Google Chrome is preferred over Internet Explorer because Google Docs, Google Forms work better with Google Chrome. So I would encourage you to use Google Chrome and encourage your students to use Google Chrome. So Google Chrome right here, and then we're just going to go to a Google search page. Now, once you're onto the Google web page, or you could even be on the school website or wherever you are on the internet in Google Chrome, you need to log into your Allen ISD Google account. There is a specific way that you need to do this. You do not want to go to the sign-in page right here on this Google page. If you go to the sign-in page here and attempt to log into your Allen ISD Google account, you'll get an error message. It won't take you there. You will need to go to google.allenisd.org. Once you're on this page right here, you're going to use your normal credentials to log in, however you would log into the Allen ISD network or log into Skyward. And then once you're logged in, it will automatically redirect you to your Drive page, your Google Drive. Now this is my Drive here, and you can see how I have a whole list of folders and forms and other activities. Your Drive page is essentially the same thing as your network, your My Documents page with all your network and system of folders. The difference here is that your Google Drive is internet-based, therefore you can access it from any computer. You can also share files with other people and maybe other logins that you might have, other Google accounts that you might have. And that is opposed to what's on your computer, which is obviously isolated to that one computer or the Allen ISD network. Once you get to your Drive page, and you can see I have a system of folders, you can go ahead and start creating folders and organizing your folders if you want to. You just go to Create and then Folder. And you can create folders, rename folders, you can drag folders into other folders, drag activities into folders and so forth, just as you would do on your computer, on your hard drive. For this tutorial, I want to show you how to create a Google form. So once you're logged into your Google Drive page, you create again and then form. Once you click create form, it's going to give the option of using a template. You can use a template if you so choose. You will see these templates. If you choose one of these templates, you will see this on your website whenever we get this finalized. So I usually just leave it blank. I'm a simple person, so I usually leave it blank, but if you want to choose a form, that's completely up to you. Right now, we're going to go ahead and title this form, whatever the title of our activity or lab may be. I'm just going to put lab experiment and then hit OK. And then once you have that, you can obviously change the title at any point in time. You're given a blank form template ready to add questions, uh, ready to add questions for your activity. So I have the title of my activity. If I want to add some supplemental text, a description of this activity, I can put it right here. The first thing that you want to do whenever you create a form is make sure you make it identifiable. You're going to want to provide an option for students to put in their name. So whenever they submit their form, there's a name associated with that information. And I'll show you later on when we start to sort this information that it's going to be important to have a name with it. So let's go ahead and add our first question as simply being student name. Down here, I could put some supplemental text. Maybe I want their first name and then comma last name, or might have that reversed. I want to choose the type of question that I want this to be. For this particular question, I'd want just simply a text option where they're simply going to type in their answer, which is type in their name. And then also, I want to make this as being required. When you click that required box, when they get to the form view of this, they will not be able to submit or turn in their form until they have entered all of their information and answered all the questions. It'll give them an error message. So required question is important. And then click done. So now this is kind of what you would see on this form. Have the title, description, and then student name with a little red asterisk, which means that they have to, it's required that put their name in. The next thing I want to do is identify their period. So I'm going to add item. Okay, this time I'm going to use just a set of check boxes. So I'm going to put class period, and then you again could add help text, supplemental text if you want to or not. This is check boxes, so they would check off what class period they're in. So I'm just going to add all my class periods here so I can use this one form for all of my classes. Okay, and then again make this required. It's always a good idea to put these two things, a name and period for each one of your forms. Again, when you get to the sorting side of this, that way you link their answers and their responses to their name. Then we're ready to ask them some questions. Let's assume that we're doing a lab. It's a simple lab over measurement, and they're going to measure the mass of an object. So we're going to add item. Again, we could change this at any point in time. Right now it says check boxes. This time I want it to be text. Text and paragraph text, the only difference between those two is the paragraph text gives you a larger box to put in your answers. Maybe you're going to put in, they're going to type in their conclusion, and they need a paragraph or so to type in their conclusion, gives them a larger box. You can type in the same amount of information in a text box, it just won't show all of it as it does in a paragraph text. Multiple choice, self-explanatory. Checks boxes is pretty much the same thing as a multiple choice, but they can check that off, um, or they can check multiple boxes versus a multiple choice, you only check one. And then uh, choose from a list, that would be like a drop down menu. So I'm going to choose text here, and then I'm going to ask my question. All right, what is the mass of object A? I've got an object, and it's labeled at their lab table at their station. Okay, a supplemental text. I'll make sure that I remember to put in the correct unit. And then I could give them a multiple choice. Again, this one I'm just going to choose text. I'll make it required and then done. And then I can go through and I can continue to ask questions, however many questions I want to ask, simply by adding items here and adding different items. Now, once I've created my form, I need to embed this form into my website. Um, you could send out the link to emails if you would like, okay, or post a link. Uh, that is another way to do it. We'll show you at another time how to do that. But right now we're going to stick to one method, and this is my preferred method, is to simply embed this form into your website. So whenever they click on that page, the form automatically shows up. So from here, I'm going to go to send form. And then right there, you see the link that says embed. Now, once I click embed, it gives me an HTML code. HTML is simply the programming code. You do not need to know anything about HTML. All you need to do is copy this link right here, copy, hit done, and then you need to go back to your class website. However you get there. Once you're on the district website or your school website, sign in and access your class website. to Site Manager. And then I want to create a new page. Now you could very easily use an existing page. I always like just to create a new page. It's a new start. It's a new link. It's easy to access. It's easy for my students to understand. So click create, excuse me, click create new page. And then the page that I want to use is called the Flex Editor page. You have all these different pages to choose from. The Flex Editor is basically a blank page. It's the easiest one to use in this particular method. And then I'm going to give my page a title. Okay, maybe it's the same title of your activity or your lab, and then hit save. Now your page will show up down here at the bottom. So I'm going to scroll down. You can see I've got all sorts of pages. And I'm going to click on that link. And then once you get this page where you can start to input your information for your web page, you're going to click on this little link down here at the bottom called HTML. Once you're there, right click, paste in your HTML code, and then hit save. And as soon as you do that, your form is going to show up into your web page. If you want to see what that looks like, you go to view website, and then there it is. So when you direct the students to go to your website, tell them what lab they should access from your links to the left, and then click on that link, and then they can start to put in their answers for the particular activity. Now, I've got my web page embedded. What happens if I want to change this? I want to change questions, add questions, make corrections, and so forth. If that is the case, then you will need to go back to your Google Drive. So you go back to your Google Drive, and then you need to find that activity that was created, which will usually show right up here underneath the most recent. Okay, again, click on recent. If you don't have as many folders or files as I do, then it'll be right there, easy to find. If you have a bunch of folders and files, a lot of times it's easy just to go to the most recent. Click on that recent button down here at the left, and then click on the lab, and then it'll show up. And then I can make any corrections, add questions right here. The beauty of this is once I make the corrections, once I make the additions here, I don't have to touch my website again. This will automatically update on my website. Refresh your web page, and then whatever changes I make here is automatically done on the website end. So maybe I add some more questions, make some more adjustments, whatever. It's good to go. My students, again, they go back to my website, your website. You direct them how to get there. Maybe it's going through the district or the school website. And then they're going to begin their activity, begin their experiment, start answering questions. And then they click submit, and then it gives them an opportunity to see that their answers have been submitted. Okay, so this is what the students see is on this end. Now, what you see, you'll go back to your drive, you'll click on Lab Experiment, and then you're going to need to access the information. And the information is presented to you through a spreadsheet. Now, this is just a brand new change to Google. Before, it would automatically give you this spreadsheet. Now you have to tell it to take your information to a spreadsheet. So once you access your form, you go up here to choose response destination, and you can tell it to create a new spreadsheet or to put it into an existing spreadsheet. For our purposes right now, we just want a new spreadsheet. Okay, and then you can also tell it to always create a new spreadsheet if you so choose. Okay, and then you can see it's in the process of setting up the spreadsheet. Now, once it's done that, I can go to view responses, and then it gives me my responses into a spreadsheet format. Now, I'm going to take you and give you a look at one of my spreadsheets that has more students. So I'm going to go back to another spreadsheet that I have. So here is, let's see, that's the wrong one I want. So here's a spreadsheet with multiple answers. I use this particular spreadsheet to collect assignments. But once I'm into this spreadsheet, you can sort the spreadsheet just like you would an Excel document. I can sort it by name. I can sort it by period, or you can sort it by the assignment or possible answers. So lots of different ways you can sort answers and see information. Okay, now if I want to go back out, again, I can just close this up at the top and then always go back to my drive as being my starting point. Go back to that recent again. Here's my responses, and then here's my lab experiment. I hope this helps out. If you have any questions, let me know. My email is Doug, D-O-U-G, _ Wilhelm, W-I-L-H-E-L-M, @allenisd.org.